President Volodymyr Zelensky of Ukraine just completed a whirlwind visit to America. In what many have called a historic visit, the Ukrainian leader met with President Biden, spoke to US Congress, and secured a vital military aid package. We take a look at what Zelensky's visit achieved and what it didn't. The visit brought some key wins for the Ukrainian president, who was on his first foreign visit since his country was invaded 10 months ago. First, Zelensky was able to show audiences at home and abroad that America remains a firm backer of Ukraine's fight against Russia. He met President Joe Biden for a one-on-one meeting and made a speech at a joint session of Congress, which brought together members of America's lower and upper houses. President Biden made clear that America would continue to support the Ukrainian cause. During his speech at the US Congress, Zelensky received standing ovations from Democrats and Republicans alike when he spoke of defending his country against Russia. This is particularly significant given that there have been concerns that America's public is growing tired of the war in Ukraine. The war has caused an increase in inflation, which is hurting American households and worsening an already gloomy economic picture for the United States. According to a poll conducted by the Quincy Institute, an American think tank, 57% of likely voters support the US pursuing diplomatic negotiations as soon as possible to end the war in Ukraine, even if it requires Kyiv making compromises with Russia. Half of likely voters also felt that President Biden needed to do more diplomatically to push for an end to the war, while almost 60% oppose more aid to Ukraine if it leads to high inflation and energy prices. In order to win over the American public, the Ukrainian president put on a showman's act in Washington. Zelensky compared Ukraine's fight against Russia to America's struggles for freedom. In his speech to US Congress, Zelensky repeatedly invoked incidents in American history like the attack on Pearl Harbor, which sparked America's entry into World War II in order to drum up support for his own country. At one point, he even unfurled the Ukrainian flag signed by frontline soldiers for Americans to see. He also addressed concerns that money sent by Americans to Ukraine was a wasted investment. The battle is not only for life, freedom, and security of Ukrainians or any other nation which Russia attempts to conquer, he said. The struggle will define in what world our children and grandchildren will live. He added, "Your money is not charity. It's an investment in the global security and democracy that we handle in the most responsible way." That pitch seemed to work. President Biden made clear that he would not push Ukraine to settle its conflict with Russia. Even the Republican Party's new congressional leader, Kevin McCarthy, who questioned the billion-dollar aid packages going to Ukraine, gave Zelensky a standing ovation. Zelensky also secured the Patriot missile defense system, which is one of the most sophisticated weapons in America's military armory. Ukraine had been on the receiving end of a devastating barrage of Russian missile and drone attacks that has left millions without electricity or running water. Not only will the Patriot system help Ukrainian air defense capabilities, it is also a crucial symbol of American support for Ukraine. Zelensky's visit may also have secured a massive $50 billion aid package that will take American aid for Ukraine to over $100 billion since when the war first began. This was a key win for the Ukrainian president, as Russian leader Putin's strategy has always been to wait out Western powers by bleeding their economies dry. This massive aid package, which is expected to pass next week, will last Ukraine until well into next year and is a sign that America remains committed to continuing the war. However, the visit wasn't a total victory. First, the Patriot system. While President Zelensky expressed his gratitude for America giving Ukraine its premier missile defense system, he couldn't resist a demand for more such weapons. During his speech to Congress, Ukraine's president made clear that despite billions in American aid, Kyiv still needs more weapons. This constant push for more munitions has caused some tension between the leaders of America and Ukraine in the past. While Biden has given Ukraine the Patriot system, he has only sent a limited number of this highly valuable system, which makes it unlikely that it will make a major military difference to Ukraine's efforts. Second, Zelensky also failed to secure offensive long-range missiles from Washington, which is afraid that missile strikes with American weapons into Russian territory will trigger a wider war with Russia. Third, Zelensky failed to win over a key constituency. former President Donald Trump's wing of the Republican Party. Trump has been a consistent critic of the Biden administration's aid to Ukraine. One prominent member of the Republican Party boycotted Zelensky's speech, while others, like Congressman Matt Gaetz, remained pointedly seated while the rest of US Congress stood to applaud the Ukrainian president. This is significant. The Republican Party will take over the House of Representatives, which is America's lower house, in January. Key members of the party have made clear that they want more control over aid going to Ukraine, especially as America grapples with a domestic economic crisis. Members of Trump's faction of the party will have a key say in the policy over Ukraine going forward. Given that they seemed unimpressed by Zelensky's charm offensive, this might be a cause for worry in Ukraine as it seeks more American aid. In the end, Zelensky's visit to America managed to convince some old friends to back Ukraine without winning any new ones. His visit, while historic, was an incomplete victory.